And I'm so excited to introduce and not going to call you my daughter, so to speak, but I always say sister because everyone's our brother and sister, as we talked about. But I get to introduce Emma, this beautiful soul, this beautiful light, this just ball of joy and love. And you, like Marla and I, wear so many beautiful hats. You're an incredible a cappella singer, and you just streamed live on Spotify. I'm giving you a plug because your group is called Amplified
a cappella.
Amplified a cappella. And I listened, believe it or not, to your whole album, and it just, wow, just touched me. And you're a mentor, and you're a counselor, and you are a student at U of A, and you're a daughter, you're a friend, and you're such a beautiful light. And Marla and I are just so happy that you're here with us because, again, no coincidences. Even though your journey started with the intention stick almost 2 years ago, we just met with your mom in our office about 10 days or so ago. And, we have fun by saying, you think you were coming in the office to get your chain fixed, but little did you know, or little did mom know what took place. So, Emma, this is the world. World, this is Emma.
Hi, world. I'm like blushing. Thanks for all the
Can you introduce me to all of our gigs from now on?
Like, that was a beautiful introduction. You can just come with you can come with us. You can be the MC.
We'd be honored because when the world hears your beautiful voice, and I know many have around the world already.
Scott will be your groupie.
I am. I'm good with that. Listen, I share my heart. I speak my truth. You know that very well.
Yeah.
So we're going to have you show the world who you are, where you are in the world, what you're doing, what you do to show up every day. So not me talking, because I can talk for 9 hours of sleep. And so this is about you and how this journey began.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start.
When I was a little baby. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so October 21st, 2000. Just kidding. So about 2 years ago, my parents gave me my intention stick for my birthday. It was my 18th. And honestly, I didn't really understand the concept of the Tree of Life movement until I spoke to Scott, which of course I wear it in good health and happiness and all that, but I think it just allowed me to connect to it so much more about 2 weeks ago. So they gave it to me. I haven't changed my intentions in 2 years because these are intentions that I hold really strongly. So I have love, knowledge, success in here. And I think those 3 things have really pushed me through a lot of the hardships that I have endured over the past years. And sometimes, you just kind of forget you're wearing a piece of jewelry, but this piece of jewelry is such a standout piece of jewelry that I get asked about it all the time. So if you don't live with me or you don't know me, it's one of the first things people say. I went through recruitment and I wore it. I wore it at camp last summer around my kids, my campers. I call them my kids. But
she does, and that's what I love about you. You are that beautiful mother hen, right? I'm sorry.
They definitely called me the mom of the group. I definitely was the mom. But it really was just anytime I had to explain it to someone, what are you wearing around your neck? And I would explain to them, oh, this is my intention stick. And there are physical pieces of paper in here that I wear close to my heart. And they are just constant reminders that these are things that I want to pursue in my life, or that I might need a little bit of a reminder of. And that's another thing. It's not what I want to receive. It's what I need to give. So I find it so empowering in that sense, because I'm asked about it and then I'm reminded, oh, I need to give a little more love today, or I will share the knowledge that I have. And I mean, especially right now with the social climate and everything that's happening and all of the uncertainty, I mean, like, my biggest thing is like, we should be educating ourselves. We should constantly be educating ourselves and learning and growing and making ourselves uncomfortable. And like, that is a part of knowledge for me. And that is a part of me sharing my knowledge. And so in that sense, this little piece of jewelry right here, just like, it holds so much power because it is that constant reminder. And when someone I don't know asks me about it, they're like, oh, that's so cool. And then there's the whole other part of the story of like how it was made, why it was made, what you're doing with these profits, and how you're sharing it with the world and supporting kids who need this. Because I mean, I am such a privileged person. I grew up in a very nice area. I live in a very wonderful home with 2 parents and a brother, and like, I'm so privileged. And also my status as a person, I am so privileged. Yes, I am a minority in a sense. Like, I'm Jewish, I'm a woman, but it's like counting those privileges and then using that to help the society around me and the community around me. And like, after talking with Scott 2 weeks ago, I realized like, this is just like the most amazing memento to help me do that. And it's not that it can do that. It's not that this has the power. I do, but it's just a reminder that you can wear. And when we met with Scott, we thought we were coming in just to get my chain cleaned. And we ended up sitting there in the office, my mom and me. We ended up sitting there in the office for like 2 hours. And we were just talking and talking. And I can't tell you, like, the spiritual and energy kind of connection that the 3 of us had was so beautiful. Like Scott said, I work with kids. I have been working with kids literally since I can remember. I babysat when I was younger. I was a camp counselor. I threw birthday parties for kids. I dressed up like princesses. I taught preschoolers dance. I'm now an early childhood education major. So, I mean, kids have just always been this like huge part of my life. And I'm constantly amazed by how brilliant they are and how smart and wise and curious. And that's the thing, people don't see little 5-year-olds as like these smart-minded human beings, but they truly are. And it's incredible to watch them grow right in front of your eyes. I mean, you guys have kids, so obviously you know that, but
I'm surprised, Emma. I just want to share this before we keep going. As Scott said to you, you could feel the nurturing side of you, and it just shines so brightly. And Scott kind of said mother hen, or the mother in you. And you know, it's interesting because your name is Emma, and this isn't quite spelled identically to how Emma is spelled, but in Hebrew there's a Hebrew word, and we say Ima, which is mother.
Yeah.
Name is Emma, and that's what it's reminding me of, that there's no coincidence that your name is Emma. Ima meaning mother. It's just so beautiful.
That's so funny that you say that. So one of my friends that I recently met in college, like freshman year, he found out I was Jewish. He's not. And he said, isn't Ima like mom in Hebrew? And I said, yeah, how do you know that? He goes, I don't know. I just know a couple words. And he said, that's like so close to your name. And so every time he saw me, he called me Ima. It was a total like inside joke because he just thought I was very motherly. But I think that's so funny.
Yes, that truly is a gift and a blessing, right? Because you even said how even though you're a camp counselor, they were your kids, right? You are that, like I said, as we started this beautiful call, that beautiful mother, that light, that love, that you just embrace everyone, not just children, but everyone that comes into your lives, and then you do surround them with love and nurturing, and I already see your whole journey unfolding. It's just incredible. And oh my goodness.
And I love what you were saying. I want you to touch on, if you can elaborate a little bit more, one on the 3 words you chose and why. I know we already talked about knowledge, but the other 2, that you have. Tell us why you chose those two intentions.
Okay. So the other two are love and success. So I guess, ooh, oh my goodness, I have to think like, love for sure, in the sense that I think that is just the greatest thing ever. And it's not in a romantic sense. It's, again, just sharing your heart and showing other people that you are there for them, and giving that side to someone who might need it. And I guess like I grew up with a lot of friends who were not as like mentally stable, and they had a lot of like at home problems, and I just always felt so fortunate. And I know from like, I guess maybe it might be a part of my motherly, what characteristics, but I always wanted to show like, I am there for you. You have all of my love, and I will always be here for you. But it's also a reminder for me that I can't give all of my love, like, and not in a selfish way, but I need some too. And that, again, that is just like a human nature thing, because I really will drop everything and focus on one person. And that is something that also is such a deteriorating aspect of my personality. It drains me, and all of my energy is put towards one person, where I'm no longer taking care of myself, or self-love in a sense. Like, I'm not giving myself love because it's all going to another human. So it's a reminder that I need love, whether that's from someone else or myself, but it's also a reminder I need to share all the love I have. And then success, I still don't know what I want to do with my life. That's okay. I don't think I'll ever really know what I want to do with my life, even when I'm like 70 years old. But I always was a perfectionist. And to me, that was success when I was younger. And as I get older, not that I'm old, but as I get older and I'm going through different stages of my life, I realize success comes in different forms and different ways. And if that's not an A on a paper, that's okay. If it's making a new friend or impacting another human, that is a success. And it kind of just is there to show me like, your life doesn't have to be this like perfect outline. It doesn't have to be everything you see a successful person do. It's not getting good grades all the time. It's not this cut out perfect life. Like, you have to make mistakes, and those mistakes will lead you to other successes. And for me, that is like the biggest reminder that I met this person for a reason. I am part of their life now. They are part of my life now. And that is a success in a sense. Or it's to remember to celebrate the small successes, and just like be present in those little moments.
Amazing.
That was a lot.
No, it was.
Do you understand why I said to
Yes.
you when I came home
Yes.
after meeting you, what beautiful ambassador that Emma is, because the light and the love that you just share. You go talk, because I want to unpack that.
Self-love, we'll go back real quick to love, and you're right, self-love is so important. We have to remind each other of ourselves, to love ourselves, right? To look into the mirror. It's the hardest thing for people to do, is to look in and check in and say, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
Put your name in front of it. But it's important, because we're all miracles, we're all unique, and we need to start with ourselves first, because we can't give away what we don't have.
Exactly. Like, you have to take care of yourself, and then you can give to others.
100%.
And you know what?
Even doctors have to be healed.
Yeah.
Even lawyers need to be defended.
Yeah.
Right? So we can keep going with that. Or even comedians need to be amused. So we have to.
Or singers need to be sung to.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right. That's why I said we could keep going with that. But the point is that we have to refuel ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Because we are here to give. We are here to help. We are here to serve. And that's what does fill us up and give us our joy and happiness inside when we know we can help someone. But we can't help people if we don't take care of ourselves. And you're exactly right about success, because most people equate success to money, about the things that they have, or or the things that they want to have versus what they already do have, and that everything they need is within inside of themselves, right? And the happiness is going back to serving and to help others. And you know what? Don't worry. You have a big life ahead of you, a lot you're going to be doing, and it's all going to unfold right.
You don't need to worry about what you're doing.
No,
it's already happening, whether you know it or not.
And what I always say, Emma, is that sometimes too, what could help is when you think about towards the end of life, as we get older. I don't like to really think about that, but when you think about it and then reflect back and say, what did I want people to remember me for? Right? What do I want people to think of me when I am no longer here? Right?
I was talking about this exact thing yesterday with one of my best friends. I kid you not, those exact words came out of my mouth. I'm
not surprised.
Well, we are so in sync, and literally, as you already know, when all of us met, that we were speaking each other's words. It was literally like we were one, which we are anyways.
Yeah.
To add to what you both were sharing is so spot on. Again, we cannot give what we do not have, and so proud of you to say, I need to make sure I'm full of the love so I can continue to give that. I'm full of success, so I'm happy for all the successes in my life and my friends and family's life, and the knowledge. How beautiful, because that's one of the biggest gifts we're given. The wisdom that we are given is to share with someone else. And you are your intentions. You live your life with intention. And the souls you touch are so much better for you in their lives. And I know also you receive that same inspiration, but that's what, as Marla was just talking about, that's what we're all here to do, to give that love and that happiness and that kindness and the success to everyone. So we're living as one. Not, again, we talked about no one's better in this world than anyone else, and no one's worse. We're all the same, and we just forgot. And I love that you just are exactly that, because and it just oozes out of you. And for anyone that is watching this or who will watch this, you are, I don't even know, there's nothing really I can add to that, because it was so perfect of how to live your life and be grateful for everything we have already had and the things that we will be given. Again, that state of gratitude.
Emma, I have two more questions to unpack about some things that you've said, because everything you've said is just so incredible. I want to touch on everything, but something you said before, and I think this is a really good reminder to everyone, that you said something about embracing the discomfort, right? And I want you to explain that to people, what that means to you.
Yeah. I honestly, this idea hasn't become as clear as it is to me until now, until the societal chaos happened and everything went down with the pandemic and the Black Lives Movement matter, which I mean is beautiful. And at least I support it 1000%, but it is for myself to step out of my body and look at the bigger picture and go, okay, so this, I mean, just an example, but if I were to get pulled over by a police, this is what would happen. My best friend who's Indian, that probably wouldn't happen. And then there are the things that people of color are taught to do in those situations. You keep your hands up, you do those things. And I will never feel this. I will never, ever, ever feel this as a white woman. I have my own struggles and my own disadvantages, but in this sense, I will never ever feel that discomfort. And so it is understanding, it is going outside of my comfort zone to understand how those people feel and to understand why they feel that way and what I can do to be an ally, what I can do to support them. And like continuing on, like being uncomfortable, it's having those discussions and it's sharing that information, even if one of the people you are talking to does not agree. It is trying to share your perspective and yet again, trying to understand where they're coming from. And that is really hard. And I understand, like in the political climate right now, that is really, really difficult to step outside of your opinion. But I mean, that is truly what it means to feel uncomfortable. It is to talk about something that you won't understand. It's to talk about things that will push your boundaries and share that knowledge. And it really applies to everything. It's emotional vulnerability. It is facts. It is opinions. It's physical discomfort. You know, go spend time in nature. Go put yourself in an area that you are not accustomed to. I mean, like I'm the biggest, like, I'm so scared of bugs, but like, and I'm so scared of bugs, but my dad has always said, like, I'm going to go stick you in a room of bugs until you're fine. I mean, that's when I was really little. But it's true, like going out and being in a place that you don't have the control and you don't have all the say, that is making yourself uncomfortable and pushing your limits and eventually like understanding that environment somewhat better.
So really you could apply that to almost anything in life,
Yeah.
right? So even
Yeah.
when it comes to school,
Yeah.
when it comes to friendship, if facing a friend, if there's an issue, if it comes to family, if it comes to a job, you could really use that in everything, right? To push yourself. And what would that do? What would that do, right? It would elevate our souls. We would grow, right? Which goes back to the tree of life.
Yeah.
Our soul.
And what's so beautiful, and what's so beautiful that we talked about with your mom and I about being our authentic selves, right? Speaking our truth and not worrying about what someone else, not in a mean way, would think, or we're worrying about being judged, because we talked about this again, COVID, a mask on top of a mask on top of another mask. And everyone in this world's wearing a mask and no one knows the authentic self of that person, because as you said, we were taught to be politically correct, or we have to worry about how we're speaking to that person, or I'm going to worry because if I speak my truth, we're being judged. And that's not, again, being authentic.
Right.
And if we're not, then we swallow the fear, the anger, the sadness, and I'm fine, I'm going along as a sheep in the herd. And then who are we? We do not know who, and you know exactly who you are because you are your authentic self. And you don't do it because, oh, I don't care what someone thinks. You do it because it's exactly who you are, that miracle. Yeah. And this is what we share with the world every day, that everyone in this world is a miracle. We know there is no black, white, pink, yellow, brown. There is no Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim. That's what maybe we were born with, our heritage, our religion, our culture. Our souls are the same. Yeah. And we're all made, whether, I know we say God, the creator, the universe, the source, the light, spirit, whatever that is to someone else, we're all perfect, just who we are. Mm-hmm. But we have to be who we are. And as you said, from the pandemic or whatever next obstacle is thrown in our lives, because we'll be tested again, it should never take us out of who we truly are. We do not have to prove anything to anyone other than ourselves, and to make sure we are happy and we are doing the things that make us happy, not out of the vanity or the ego. Because if we're not happy with what we're doing in our lives, regardless, I'm a trillionaire. How many billionaires have taken their lives, sadly? Right? Or the most successful people are the most miserable. Or but I'm good, I'm the mask, I'm fine, I'm Superman, I'm Wonder Woman, and it's a facade. because they don't want the world to really see how much pain or how much suffering really is inside. And it's okay not to be okay. Because as you said, we have to embrace the chaos. It makes us grow. It makes us who we are. As your mom and I spoke in our office, and I know people think I kid when I say, oh, we were there for 2 hours. Or
We were really there for 2 hours.
people are like, how do you do that? I'm like, because we're being present. And that moment, as you said earlier, you and your mom at that moment, to me, were the two most important people in my life, because it was happening for a reason. And to hold that space and to have that sacred listening to what you both were saying, or what you were listening and holding the space for me as I shared the stories, because it was miraculous. It was filling ourselves back up with each other, right? To inspire, to uplift. And, again, I want you to share what happened toward the end, but it wasn't, again, about cleaning or fixing your necklace. It was really about your mom in a beautiful way, because talking about you, how you need to fill yourself back up. And you're both so humble, and I'm sharing this with love so people understand. You and your mom give so much. You're a part of helping not just counselors or mentoring or being just you with friends and family, but you also donate your time, your energy to Child Help, to helping all of these beautiful children. And what a beautiful organization. Marla and I know it so very well. The most beautiful souls, the two most beautiful women that started this. So again, no coincidences. We started about all of the at-risk children in the world. And you and your mom are like looking at each other like, what did you just say? And it just like,
when you started talking about underprivileged kids, Scott, I felt it in my body, and that's so weird to explain, but I felt the energy, and I looked at my mom and I said, no way, there's no way. Like, since I was 10 years old, my mom has always been such an advocate of the way you donate is by donating your time if you don't have the money. And I mean, I was 10. Obviously, I don't have billions of dollars. So that's what we did. And we started locally. We started with the Child Help chapter, the Child Help Wings chapter here. We got to know the moms and the kids that were involved in that. And by the end of my junior year, my mom was elected as president of that chapter. And I was like, all right, we need to get more teens involved. And she obviously helped implement this idea too, because she was head of all of that. So we created a teen advisory board so we could get kids 13 to 18, like seniors in high school, involved. And we can get them fundraising and passionate about taking care of the kids who don't have the stuff we have. And to be totally blunt, they're kids in our school. It's literally the kids sitting next to us. You will never, ever know. So even just providing the bookmarks with the Child Help Hotline, or just a presentation. I mean, I gave a presentation at one of my choir performances. It was the first year we got to present about a charity, and I was picked. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm going to talk in front of 1,000 people about Child Help. This is insane. There's no way. And I set up a booth, and it was just the most crazy thing. So when you started talking about helping underprivileged kids, I had been doing it for 8 years. And I mean, I still try to do it and try to stay as involved as I can in school. I mean, I know I can't be here locally with the chapter, but I mean, I've helped mentor the kids who are now on the board and whatever they need. And so I mean, it really wasn't a coincidence that you started talking about that. I mean, I started crying in your office. It was like,
we all were. And this is what, again, no craziness, no randomness, no coincidences. As we know, we were divinely guided. We just have to continue.
I totally agree.
The miracles taking place. And as where I was leading with that, I just felt from, and again, I met you two for the very first time. But I could just feel your mom needed to fill back up, because that, as a mother, as a wife, as a mentor. What she's been doing, she literally depleted everything of herself, because that's her. All she does is give, give, give. And as you said at the beginning of the conversation, we have to remind ourselves to fill back up, because we cannot possibly give what we do not have.
Funny.
So I'm going to let you share what took place next, because it was very powerful what we did for Mom.
So, oh my goodness, it was just so great. So we started talking about your adventure to create the silicone intention sticks for the underprivileged kids at the school. And we were just so caught up in the moment, talking about child hope, talking about the ways we're connected and, you know, our Jewish ties and all that. And I mean, I think we'd been there for like an hour and 45 minutes. Like, we were there for a very long time. And so Scott goes, Barry, my mom, Barry, you need this. And he pulls out one of the intention sticks and he gives it to her. And she goes, no, you're kidding. You're not giving this to me. And he was like, no, seriously, like you need a reminder. This is for you. And you're just such an, start talking about what an amazing human she is, which she is. Like, everything I have relayed in this conversation, I can say I learned a lot of it from her. You know, her knowledge has like gotten me through a lot of stuff, especially the give back to yourself. Like, she tells me all the time, you can't overdo it. Like, you have to take care of yourself before you go out and teach others. And it's so funny because she does everything for us. She'll drop everything. She stayed home with us while we were in school. You know, she encouraged us to try new activities and all that. She's just like super mom. And I think Scott like very much saw that. So when he gave her her intention stick, I remember 2 that she put in there. I can't remember the third, but she put courage and just being, or to be. Let it be. And then there was one more. I just don't remember which one it was.
It was either trust.
Yes, it was trust. It was trust. Yeah, I love how you remember that.
And we did those blessings together. Well, your mom, sorry, I'm throwing her under the bus a little, but she was crying. And because you just have to feel the person that you're with. And she just needed that. It was, like I said, you know, you and I looked at each other and we said, yeah, it wasn't about a chain, right? No. It was why Mom came with you that day, so that we can help fill her back up and make her again the best version who she is. But she had just depleted herself, as everyone in this world does. Again, as you said, we have to fill back up so we can continue to give. Yeah. And that's why we're here, is to give. But the self-love, we have to take care of us.
And like, your little act of kindness truly just like moved her. She got in the car and she goes, I don't even know what to say. I don't think I have words. She left and she goes, I'm never speechless, and I'm speechless. I'm throwing her under the bus now, but we got in the car and we were just kind of silent, like, what the heck just happened? And it's crazy. Over the past couple months, we have been trying to heal our energies. I talked to Scott about this, but we are working with a healer who looks into our energies, and she's giving us exercises on how to heal that. She's like an energy therapist. And it was crazy because I see Scott, when I met Scott, I saw him very much like our friend. And my mom said the same thing. And it was just like, he was meant to walk in our life. Like, we don't even know how to react to this. Like, that was just all crazy. And so, I mean, Scott, you left her speechless. You left me speechless. I was just like, that was supposed to happen. How do we like move on from that moment? It was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And truly, the honor was mine. And you did as much for me as what you just shared I was able to do for you and your mom. And that's why we're all here. And we don't think that way. We have to continue to give and give and give, because we're given what we can handle. But we have to remind ourselves to make sure we are taking care of ourselves, so we can, again, continue to give, because that's what brings us our bliss. That's what fills us up. That is the state that we should always be in.
Well, I just think it's also so amazing that you were able to recognize, you know, the miracles taking place. And I think people miss that. You know, they miss those moments because they're there in front of us all the time. But they want to be able to see the miracle. And so they don't believe that they're actually happening all the time. And that's, you know, what I feel happened with you guys. And at that time, right, it was serendipitous, and it happened right when it was supposed to. And again, the necklace drew your energies to one another, and you were able to meet and connect right at the right time.
Divine timing.
I love that. And I'm wondering, so to someone your age or younger, even to an adult.
Or I love, actually, because all the beautiful, your kids, the camp kids.
How would you explain what is intention to you, or how to use intention? So we have the 3 beautiful intentions that you're carrying in your intention stick. So if someone doesn't understand, well, you keep saying intention, but what do you mean by that?
It's, I guess for me, it's what I want out of life, whether that be me receiving, me giving, or just my surroundings. It's a reminder that these specifically what you're holding, specific to that person, but these 3 things are really important to you. And you should just remember, it's just a reminder that these are things you want to surround yourself with and give, and hopefully you'll receive.
Right. That's so beautiful. And that is the biggest form of charity, right? To give and not expecting something in return. That's not why we're doing it. We give. And some people do it for self-gratification and ego. There's no judgment, at least they're giving. But when we give truly from our hearts, and you truly shared what Marla just asked, you believe, you feel it, you live your life that way of intention. And it's what comes back in. So it's not the woo, it's actually science. It's the 3rd law of physics, law of motion, right? And it's just exactly, again, what I said earlier, it's how you live your life. You live your life with intention. And this world is so much better because of you and your mom and your dad and your siblings, because that light not only shining from our office that day and right now, but I know shines so brightly from your home and the people that you reach out to and the people through child help. And you just continue to touch soul after soul after soul. And that's why we're here. That's the whole purpose of the Tree of Life, to unify mankind, to bring us back together as one, right? So we all get to see heaven on earth as it is here now. Most people think, well, I need to die, transition to go to heaven. It's all around us. It's everywhere we are, and it's within us all. We just have to see that, brush off all the programming and all the ego and the fear, and it's right in front of our eyes.
You know, I want to just add one more thing, if that's
I don't want to ever hang up. We're gonna be here for like 9 more hours.
You know,
no, I'm kidding.
Emma, you know what's really interesting? And I don't know if you can see yourself, but I see you, and I see you as the trunk of the tree. So when we think of the Tree of Life, and behind you, you
100%.
shared, you have hundreds of images of intentional pictures, photographs of people that are really important to you, or memories that are really important to you. And it looks like the tree,
100%,
that you are the tree with this whole beautiful family that you have put together behind you, that you have orchestrated behind you. You look like the tree.
It's awesome.
Right?
Can't make that up, by the way.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I just had to share that because it's so powerful. And that really, really shows who you are.
But that is the Tree of Life. For someone that may may not know what the tree of life is. It's in every spiritual book, it's in every religious book, it's in every culture, but it's the blueprint of who we are. It's the evolution of consciousness. It's the expansion of our souls. And we are all a part of the tree of life. All of our souls in this world, this universe, are connected. And this is why we say and we've shared this in the office, and I know you've heard this before, but in the Talmud, it says, when we save one soul, we save the world entirely. And what affects you affects me. And what affects Marla affects someone else. So we're all connected. And that's why we need to bring that light and that love and that knowledge and that success to all of our brothers and sisters, because that's what we were brought here to do, to unify this world, right? And we're doing it. We're not talking about it. I mean, we're talking about it, but we're actually doing it. And wow, I don't know if there's anything more, unless there's something you want to add, because this has been, I'm like,
You want to sing?
oh yes, okay.
You want to give us a note?
Okay, I would love, okay, I'm throwing you under the bus, Emma, because we had one of our dear friends, Sean, incredible trumpet player. He plays for all the most famous bands around the world. And at the end of our Zoom interview, I said, you need to play a little something. And he, wow, it was heavenly. So we're throwing you under the bus for maybe just a little Emma a cappella.
Oh my gosh. You want to give us a little note?
Just a little. It's all good.
And then tell people where they can hear you.
Embrace the uncomfortableness.
You're right.
It's all good. Yeah, she's got this. I know she's got it.
What do I even sing?
Anything.
From your, I know which song. It's your personal a cappella that you did, which was just a few notes. It was perfect.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, can I make a note on that real quick? Because I think that is so amazing and ties into this. So I didn't think I was going to do music in college. And week one being at college, I said, all right, I miss it. Found out day of auditions that they were happening. And I auditioned and I got into Amplified. And our set this year, our award-winning set this year was based off of the human condition. And it basically starts off like we are hurting our world and we are the cause of the destruction and all of the pollution and everything that's happening here. It is because of us. And so then it moves on to money doesn't mean everything. And we do need to be present. And then it moves on to more of this like angelic and ethereal kind of, we are here for a reason. And we are so lucky that we exist. And that is the progression of our set. So I know, I just thought that was so perfect. So yes. Our directors were brilliant. They're student directors. They're brilliant and just like the most amazing humans. So I'm just so blessed that I got to be able to sing this. I feel like I just want to like promote it because I don't think I'm.
This is why we're here.
I just don't think I'm going to do it justice over Zoom.
Okay, there's no judgment. We're here to hold that space and you get to shine.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay.
You can just give us a couple notes.
No, she's got this.
Okay,
she's got this. I know. I got all the confidence.
Are you awake or are you sleeping? Are you afraid? We've been waiting for this meeting. Oh, Superman, are you with me when I am too weak? Oh, Mother, are you dreaming of me in your sleep? We have come here for you, and we're coming in peace. Mothership will take you on higher. This world you live in is not a place for someone like you. Come on, let us take you home. It's super short, but yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm shaking. You guys are like so wonderful.
Hey, you know what? You're being in the now. You're being and thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Wow, Emma.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And you, for whomever is listening, because yes, we threw Emma under the bus. You need to go onto Spotify. You need to go to the Blue Dot Amplified Acapella to listen to the album. It is so beautiful.
Your voice is
The
angelic.
harmony, it's just
beautiful.
incredible. So, oh my goodness. Well, one, you
Wonderful.
already know how much Marla and I love you. It doesn't even have to be said. And your mom and you and your family are family, because our spiritual family is growing around the world.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to witness your beautiful journey continue to unfold, and all of the beautiful souls that you will continue to touch, and honored to be walking arm in arm with you and your family. So one, we love you, we honor you, and we are sending you and your family blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and so much love.
Right back at you.
Mwah. And you know we're always here for you and your family. And like I
Thank
said,
you, Emma. Thank you for that. Beautiful.
thank you for being you.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you for everything you're doing. And I just, again, like it was meant to happen, like Scott said, but Marla, I'm so glad I got to meet you. And like, even if it's distantly, but honestly, the work you guys are doing is life-changing. And I hope it reaches as many people as possible. And your program that you're starting with the kids in the school is just like, that's what made me cry. So I'm so grateful for your guys' movement and the intention behind that, because it really, like, you just need a little glimpse of hope to just do something. And that's what you guys are giving people. So, and you gave it to my mom 2 weeks ago, and I hope you get to follow up on her journey, because she's just the most wise and wonderful and beautiful human inside and out. So I hope you get the chance to talk to her.
Remember what I said to you when you and your mom left? I said, we're family. You're really stuck with us for life now. You know that, right? And we're honored to truly call you family. And we are walking arm in arm on this journey together. And we are, which I know we know, always there for one another, and for anyone that is listening. That's what we're here for. So
Emma, I can't wait to see how you're going to help this world. You have so many gifts.
She already is.
That she is. That's right. That she gives. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, well, good. Give mom our love. And yes, she's next. And we will see you soon.
All right.
Bye, Emma. Have such a good night.